Shalom Akim, all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushua, Bashim, Kakadash. Double honors to the Apostle of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, doing the work in truth and sincerity. If you haven't heard, Gary, Indiana is on, if I'm not mistaken, it's like almost 2 weeks at this point that they've been out of power, and there's been no more than local news reporting on it. So, and I came across these videos, so I decided to do a video on this. I'm gonna play about 5 minutes of this video. Let me get the usual real quick. The copyright disclaimer, because who knows? There's always gonna be somebody out there. So this is it is. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Act 1976. Allowance is for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. There we go. So, without further ado, I got a few scriptures. So, let's play this one first.
It's already black for a week, and for the ones hit the hardest, a whole corner of America has gone so dark it is showing up from space, with entire towns already black for over a week. And for the ones hit the hardest, the lights are still nearly a week away. People were stunned after the governor himself had to step in and send out the National Guard, as 60% of an entire power company's customers were knocked out across Indiana, with residents saying they have never seen anything like it. Reports are showing winds of 90 miles per hour tearing through, snapping poles and damaging substations, and new crews had to be brought in from other states. But it gets crazier as the crews sent to bring the lights back suddenly had two holes put straight through the rear window of their truck, forcing every repair in the city to stop for nearly a full day. And while the company is calling this the largest outage in its history, then even the hardest hit towns expected to be back by the 25th.
And this is the watered down version, and the only towns that's being helped are the predominantly Edomite towns. So, and I'm gonna let the people explain it, out of their own mouth. So I'm gonna play about 5 minutes of this video. So,
7 of having no power in one of Indiana's worst blackouts and one of the highest crime cities in Indiana. No food. That refrigerator is as empty as my soul right now. It's everyone's like, oh, how dark is it? How dark is it in Gary, Indiana, right? This is how dark it is. This is a fucking residential street. That's crazy. And it's like that for miles. It's like that in every fucking direction.
I have not seen any of this on major news headlines. Not one news major headline, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, none of them
Northwest Indiana has been without power for 7 days. If you don't know how Northwest Indiana works, they only have one power company. It's called NIPSCO. NIPSCO moves however the fuck NIPSCO wants to move. There are 3 cities that are in Northwest Indiana that are predominantly black and Latino, and the way that they are doing this, people, is it's so wrong. They put up this list and timeline of when they're going to have power restored for all of these white cities. There's no Hammond, there's no East Chicago, there's no Gary, Indiana, which is predominantly a black city. Now, all of these neighborhoods have been without power for 7 days. I'm from this area and they are being robbed. There are people that are trying to break into other people's house to steal their generators. They don't have any food. They don't have any AC. And right now, across this country, we are facing a heat dome. There are elderly black Americans who are struggling. And the rich white cities, yeah, they're all coming together and helping each other out, but they're leaving Gary, Hammond, and East Chicago to fend for themselves. And it's fucking wrong. Especially because these are the communities that voted against the Republicans in that state who are leaving them high and dry. And that's probably why they're not getting any help.
Good morning, America. So here is your day 8 updates, because we are now on day 8 and we have no power in Gary, Indiana, and most of Northwest Indiana. So as of yesterday, they did drop a oxygen refill station on Broadway near Indiana University. So if you've been up in a house without your oxygen tank, or anything of that nature, your kids, grandparents, yourself, go ahead. If you can make it to that, that is available and it's free. If I'm correct, NIPSCO did update yesterday and say that there is only 75,000 people now without power, as to the original 300,000 without power in Northwest Indiana as a whole. Now, the main thing I want to talk about is the fact that this is not on the news. I know this may seem small to many, but if this is something that, if everybody would talk about it and we can get it to the world, the United States sends food and help to countries every day. We are on day 8. We have not gotten a FEMA package, not a presidential package, not a federal package. We ain't got a damn thing besides what the other cities is donating to us and what we buying. All these people up in my comments saying, I never heard of this, I never knew this. How can y'all be on day 8 and nobody knows about this? Why is the news not covering this? Please take ABC News, take your favorite celebrity, take your favorite artist, take your favorite rapper. Please. Gary, Indiana, Northwest Indiana needs help. Now, shout out to Mayor Melton, though, because he's doing his thing. Y'all need to do a little bit more better updates. Y'all need to be updating as much as I'm updating. So, all my people, we need to be grouping together. We do not need to be laughing at each other over stupid stuff. We do not need to be talking about each other. We do not need to be arguing over whether it's day 6, 7, 8, or 9. It doesn't matter. We are out of power. Do you know how many people are in a worse situation than you? Do y'all know how many people is deceased in their houses right now? Their kids, because they was on life support, they was up on breathing machines. We just got a refill on oxygen machines on day 8. Do you think them people lasted that long? You know how many people is up in their houses right now? And if anybody was wondering, the update on my grandmother's house, she does in fact still have a tree on her house. There are multiple people in business reaching out to me. I'm trying to get to everybody's messages. I appreciate everybody. If you have a crane, please feel free to just go over there. If you're not trying to charge us nothing crazy, all my proceeds is going straight to my grandmother's house because I am paying for it out of my pocket. If you want to.
So that's pretty much enough. You get the gist of it. They suffering over there, and ain't nobody coming. And I wanted to get these few scriptures. The first one is going to be, matter of fact, let me have this one as the first one. This is Jeremiah 30, starting at 1. The word came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, saying, Thus speaketh Yahweh, power of Israel, saying, Write thee all the words I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith Yahweh, and I will cause them to return to the land which I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. And these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, We have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that is none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And that's not all of Jake. That is the elect of Jake, man. So now I will read Daniel 12 and 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Not everybody. Everyone that shall be found written in the book. The 144,000 and the 1/3, man. Matter of fact, let me get Zechariah 13, I believe it is, if I'm not mistaken. Here it is, yep, Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is my power. So, hey, and you've been warned, man. And this, and look, this is still, even with all this going on, it is still the beginning of sorrows, man. Because once it's happening all over the country, then you gonna know. Let me see. See if I can pull this one up. Yeah, Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. Matter of fact, Ezekiel 2 and 5. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there hath been a prophet among them. You've already been warned. And you, Jake's finna go through it. What does scripture say? Begin at the house of Israel, man. And Esau is showing his true colors. And y'all still don't get it. And this is Proverbs. And I'm going to end it off with this one. Proverbs 1 and 20. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And ye scorners delight in your scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour my spirit out unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called, and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. And how is the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai stretching out his hands? Through his servants. Through those men that's in those camps that y'all hate so much. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For they hated knowledge, and did not choose the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. They would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat the fruit of their own way, and will be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. Hey, it's the reason y'all going through this shit. And like I say, hey, it's gonna happen to a city near you soon enough. Cause hey, eventually all you Jakes gonna go through this and worse. And Esau is going you gonna understand who your enemy is sooner or later. But that's all I wanted to say, or all I wanted to bring out. Hey, this thing in Gary, Indiana, or in Northwest Indiana, in the predominantly so-called black neighborhoods, is not happening for no reason, man. They just experiencing Jacob's trouble, and all you Jakes is gonna experience it. It's finna get worse. It's gonna get a whole lot worse. With that, I'm going to say Shalom, all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to you, Akim, doing the work in truth and sincerity. Until next time, Shalom.